Well, things are coming back together pretty well. I've got the shells, housings back on, uh, battery back in, routing the wires. Here is the new wires from the motor, and these are 14 AWG. They are thicker by about 20 thousandths when compared to the 16 AWG. They do have a different type of connector. It's called a bullet connector. You can kind of see there's four little slots inside that connector. This being the male version, it will slide firmly into the female version. But I don't have that, so I've ordered both the 4mm and 5.5. Now, my understanding is the 4mm will accept up to 75 amps and 5.5 over 100 amps. So we'll see how things look, but I definitely need to get the other end because I cannot connect up my my motor wires to my circuit board. So being that I had that accident with that major spark, I have a spark arrestor here, kind of an interesting little device. This will all be plugged into my battery, which then goes to the circuit board. So the idea is once you get everything plugged in, you arm it by holding down on this switch, sliding in, and then letting go of the switch, and no spark. So not sure I've got enough room. We'll find out once everything is configured in here. If not, I have a different version of a spark arrestor that works well as fine as well. But and this is just a what is it? An XT. This is an XT90, and that'll fit in there just fine as well. We'll know more tomorrow once I get things more assembled. Over here, I have my wire. Actually, I just took this off of a computer. This is going to 12 volt outlet, output voltage. Marty told me about this. He has two motors coming off his Monster, two fans that are coming off his Monster that are ventilation fans. I believe this little device down here might be the thermostat that activates, that runs the 12 volts, that turns the motor or the fans on. We'll find out, but that will be powering my fan that is mounted. And here's the other side. So, and then I've got vents that will draw the air in. I will be making some covers in case it rains. I can go over the top of these vents real easily. So, one more thing. When you reassemble, if you do take things apart like I did, this plate, which is actually part of the heat sink for the main board, it attaches to the pedal hanger. So this plate is sitting on the pedal hanger. You do need to use what's called this is called an Arctic silver, but it's a conducting type material that is used on all the MOSFETs. So the heat can be drawn out and very easily and transferred to the heat sinks and that. Well, being that this is a heat sink, which then this pedal hanger can be a heat sink as well, you want to make sure that you use something like that. It's just a thermal coupler compound. Put it underneath this plate before you put it back on. So beneath this plate there is a film of this material. Additionally, everybody's talked about the magnets coming loose. Well, I just heated this material up, which it came off very easily, let's put it that way. I think it's just hot glue, so nothing was roughened up for it to really adhere to. So I found it interesting. I mean, the magnet does have a hole going all the way through it. So I am going to be riveting that on, and the rivet will come through here. Now, this ankle pad to me was useless. It just a piece of material, so that's going to be replaced with something much better. So the rivet will be encased up underneath, so you'll never even see it. It'll be very cosmetic, so that will keep that from ever falling off, which we certainly don't want that to get down in any of these components and hang around and bounce around and cause short circuits. So, one over here I have my temperature sensor logger that is right on top of the well, it's right next to the circuit board on top of the heat sink, so we should get a pretty good reading here. I can set it for maximum temperature so an alarm will go off, so I don't constantly have to be looking at my phone to see what the temperature actually is. So, okay, real good. We're making progress. Take care.